It's very simple. We're going to make our country great. We're going to make our country great again. We're going to make America great again. Let's see what happens, because we're not finished yet. Finished yet. We got a long way to
go. We're not finished yet, guys. Oh, that's really good.
Go.
Some of those orders include withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement and the World Health Organization, declaring a national energy emergency, restoring the federal death penalty, and protecting public safety. Now to the border, he declared it an emergency, ordered the wall to be built, ended catch and release, reinstated remain in Mexico, and classified drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. The CBP One app shut down. That fast-tracked, remember, migrants and their parole applications. I want to bring in Iowa Congresswoman Ashley Hinson. She's a member of the House Appropriations, China Select, and Republican Study Committees. Congresswoman, lots of questions for you. Good morning. But I want to start, since you're on the China Select Committee. I want to ask you about this. One of the EOs, he's instructing the Attorney General not to enforce the ban on TikTok for 75 days. There have been reports that President Trump wants to speak with Xi Jinping. We know they spoke last Friday, and he wants to go to China. I want to get your reaction to what this means for TikTok.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope.
I can tell you real quickly what this means for TikTok. It's plain and simple. Everybody's talking about Trump's going to save TikTok. Trump saved TikTok. Trump saved TikTok. Trump's the one who started the thing in the first place. Yes, Trump's the one who pointed out there's security issues with TikTok. There's issues. So guess what it did? It forced them into this hole where they're going to work out something. And the only way that TikTok will stay and remain is if it's owned by an American company, or I've heard Trump talking about America owning 50%, something. But it'll be vetted. It'll be policed basically for not it shouldn't be vetted on, everybody be looking at our information, but supposedly to make sure that China doesn't get everybody's important information. Plain and simple, I'm telling you, that is how this thing's going to roll.
And this was the intent of Congress, right, is really to protect American people. And we know the TikTok app, and I think you saw that in a very, very bipartisan vote on the bill that we passed to hold TikTok accountable. We want to make sure that they're not sharing Americans' information with the Chinese Communist Party. And so if they're willing to divest and they can clarify that for us, then I think that President Trump is certainly the person to negotiate deals. We know that. He certainly knows the art of the deal. So I look forward to having a conversation with him more. But again, this is about protecting the American people, and I'm hopeful that that is the ultimate outcome.
Okay, so do you think that this is a threat? Do you think that these are threats as far as additional tariffs on China to get Xi Jinping to come to the table on TikTok?
Yeah. Well, everybody needs leverage in these negotiations, and we have seen China take advantage of the American economy. They're building up their military at a rate we haven't seen in decades. And so we've got to stop sitting back and letting this happen to us. And I think that's what President Trump brings to the table is, again, this American strength. And to me, it seems common sense that when somebody has been walking all over you, you would be a little bit tough on them. And so I'm hopeful that those conversations are able to move forward. And again, nobody better to do that than our 47th president.
Yeah, negotiations, conversations.
Absolutely.
You know, he is expected to meet, by the way, with Senate Majority Leader John Thune and House Speaker Mike Johnson today. Meanwhile, these lawmakers are still trying to figure out the best way to pass his top agenda items. He still wants one big reconciliation bill. Some senators are looking for two bills, with border and energy going first and then a tax package happening later. Congresswoman, where do you stand on this debate? What is the best path forward for the House, given that you do have a slim majority?
Yeah. Well, certainly we have to have these conversations as a conference, and Speaker Mike Johnson is also going to be meeting with the president today, I know, and he's already been listening to our conference, which I think is the key here. We have a lot of different opinions here in Washington, D.C., but they've already been having a lot of listening sessions so we can make sure that all of our priorities as representatives are reflected in these bills. Look, I have had a number of conversations with counterparts across the rotunda. It seems to me that everybody believes whatever we can move forward with and whatever we can get the consensus on is the plan we should take, because the American people want this common sense revolution. They want American energy independence. They want lower taxes. They want less regulation and less government in their lives. And the only way we can do that is by, again, delivering on the mandate that we got for them. So I'm going to support whatever path forward we can come to consensus on, and I applaud our speaker for going and meeting with the president and for working across the rotunda so we can make sure we get this done.
Okay, so put your appropriations hat on next for me, Congresswoman, because Mike Johnson was on Meet the Press on Sunday. He was asked about the cost of the deportation of millions of these illegal migrants, how this is all going to come down as far as, is it millions, is it billions of dollars?
Millions,
he
billions.
pushed back against the interviewer, and he said the price tag on this mass deportation, whatever it is a small price to pay for the safety and security of Americans. True. This is something that will come up for debate in front of you.
Oh, absolutely. And I think if there's one thing I heard loud and clear out in Iowa, Iowans care about the safe border. They care about a safe country. And you heard Tom Homan talk about this, and he's done a great job. He's going to do a great job in helping execute this agenda. Everything we do is going to cost money here to make sure we're executing on the Trump agenda. But what I would say is the American people, there is no better value than safety and security in our communities.
No doubt.
I don't think you can put a price on that. So we're going to have obviously conversations about how we offset some of those costs. Certainly what we saw was President Biden weaponize this asylum system. Are there ways where we can look at changing the legal immigration system to this country so that we can make that process better? We need to have those conversations, but first and foremost, the American people ask for a secure border, and I think a lot of people are ready to spend some money to get that done.
Get it done.
Well, and how much money are you saving without operating the flights? There's so many pieces to what we've been seeing at the southern border financially. Those paid fors are actually, it looks like, getting reversed right now, and they are. Congresswoman, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
All right, DOGE co-founder Vivek Ramaswamy will no longer head the department, leaving Elon Musk as the sole chair. Edward Lawrence joins us live from the White House with more. Edward, what's the backstory?
Yeah, so he's stepping away possibly for future endeavors, and I'll get to that in just a second. Elon Musk was spotted here on the White House complex yesterday, and noticeably absent was his DOGE duo brother, Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, a Trump transition spokesperson says that Vivek has stepped away from the Department of Government Efficiency because he's possibly going to run for the governor of Ohio. Now, on social media, Vivek says this. He says, quote, it was my honor to help support the creation of DOGE. I'm confident that Elon and the team will succeed in streamlining government. I'll have more to say soon about my future plans for Ohio. Last night, when President Trump signed the executive order creating DOGE, he was asked about the world's richest person getting an office in the West Wing.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as DOGE.
Okay, that's a big one.
Is Elon Musk going to get a West Wing office?
No, he's getting an office for about 20 people that we're hiring to make sure that these get implemented.
Okay.
So DOGE now is
I was
off the
interested in
ground
that myself.
and started running with those 20 folks that are here on the complex, and we'll have to see what day 2 of the Trump administration has to offer. And I can tell you that the lights are on in the residence right now. They were on when I got here at 5:30. Back to you guys.
All right, Edward, thanks so much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And
Alrighty, guys. So the curiosity, I've got to know more about the DOGE. I got to learn more about this DOGE to figure out what's going on and why. DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. Department of Government Efficiency, officially the U.S. DOGE. U.S. DOGE Service Temporary Organization. It's a temporary organization. Is a temporary organization of the United States DOGE, DOGE, I guess DOGE, not Dodge, DOGE service. Despite the name, DOGE is not a federal executive department, the creation of which would require approval of the U.S. Congress. I think I've said this, but what, guys, what is this DOGE doing for us? That is what I want to know. What is DOGE doing for the American people? What good is this thing here? I see something. Let's see. The purpose of DOGE, modernizing federal technology and software to maximize government efficiency and productivity. How DOGE can save America's future. Oh, buddy. How DOGE can save America's future. Throughout the 2024 campaign, a number of critical issues were debated, from rising inflation to illegal immigration, healthcare access to national security, and everything in between. But there was perhaps no more pressing issue discussed than our skyrocketing national debt. Okay. President-elect Donald Trump, which is President Trump now, not elect. President Trump's committee is addressing the issue, coupled with the Biden's administration one-way spending and fiscal ignorance was a key reason that he won the election. Simply put, there's no greater essential threat to the future of our country than our national debt, and for the first time in decades, the Department of Government Efficiency, we will finally have the opportunity to get it under control. All right, let's see what this means. When he unveiled the project in November 2024, Trump said the DOGE will dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies, adding that will provide advice and guidance from the outside of government and will partner with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform and create an entrepreneurial approach to government never seen before. Okay. Headed up by entrepreneurs Elon Musk and Vicky Ramsey, which I think is not doing this. We just seen that he's gonna let Elon handle this. The DOGE could transform the way we think about government by bringing in two extremely accomplished outsiders and business people who understand how the private sector works. The DOGE will make the government more nimble and accountable, reduce red tape and wasteful spending, and begin the work of bending back the curve of our national debt and setting our country on a more stable path towards long-term prosperity. For the first time in generations, the private sector is set to play a significant role in restore capitalism's power inside our government. Okay, like I said before, even if I don't understand something, don't know about it, gotta figure it out. Gotta know what's going on here, man. But that makes a little more clear sense, because at first I was being honest with you, I was like, I don't know what Elon's purpose is. I don't know what this DOGE is. I don't know that this is anything of any importance that we need to be concerned with, whatever this is. But this seems like it should be a good thing if it does what it's supposed to do. The DOGE represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity to start lowering the debt. For perspective, in 2000, our national debt stood at $10.3 trillion. Today is more than $36 trillion. And on average, we are adding over $6 billion of debt every single day. In September 24, it accounted for 123.1% of the country's nominal gross domestic product and more than $900 billion in interest. U.S. taxpayers pay to service the debt. It exceeds what the country spends annually on national defense. Wow. Yeah, I'm down. I don't know about y'all guys, but I'm down for anything if it's good for America. If it's good and it's going to lower debt, it's going to lower cost, any of that stuff. If it's good for the American people, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see. Was that all of my? I guess as we learn a little bit more about DOGE and everything that's going on, we will definitely learn more and be keeping an eye on everything. And hopefully the administration will get done things that's going to benefit the American people. Like I said, we know that the previous administration has failed us, and there's no doubting that. I'm sure there's some out there that's going to absolutely say different. I'm sure we still have some Trump haters out there, and that's okay. That's okay. That's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, and we will see you on the next one.